Hi everyone, I'm Philip, a Brazilian engineer living in the south of China, and here we are with Winston shocked with Chinese robots dancing.
We are so screwed.
Yeah.
Did you see the Chinese New Year gala?
Yep.
The robots that came out and did the synchronized dance.
Yes.
Threw handkerchiefs up in the air. I mean, the press is telling us that China's out there to overtake the world of robotics. The technical prowess that was shown on that stage proves that China's leaps and bounds ahead of us, all at the same time that this Deepseek AI is out there that can run circles around very expensive established AI models.
Yep.
This massively efficient code that they've figured out suddenly allows them to use these.
It's funny because a couple months ago, Elon Musk released some robots and everyone was like, wow, look at those robots, they're amazing. They are making drinks and talking and etc. And everyone was like, wow, this is so amazing. And then we found out it actually was fake. Other people are controlling those robots remotely. Now China has robots dancing and everyone's like, this is not right. Something is wrong there because it's China, you know, they fake everything.
These inferior chips to do just as well, if not better, than the best of the best. China is out to take over the world. They're leaps and bounds ahead of us in technology. I'm sorry, guys, I can't keep doing this. It's nonsense, and I've just got to talk about this. I have to.
Man, you can cry a lot. It's open source. Crying is open source.
Throw some water on this, and I have to quelch some of the hype.
Okay, let's go. Now starts the...
Something that shaped who I am today is travel. China, India, Vietnam, Japan, Europe, the States.
No.
Traveling is something I can recommend. Fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's cool. They did a nice dance. It looks nice. I'm going to say it's entertaining.
Okay.
Let's look at these cutting-edge robots that have been thrust out and that the press is telling everyone is the best in the world, the most amazing, biggest technological breakthrough. And let's look at some Boston Dynamics robots from about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep. So you're trying to tell us that China cannot be that good, but hey, look at Boston Dynamics. They're amazing, right? This is, I don't get his point, because this is amazing. We are seeing robots doing a lot of stuff. It is amazing. But what's the point of, what's the connection with China? China cannot do the same. China cannot have dancing robots. I don't get it. Okay.
Hang on. Cutting edge Chinese robots?
Dancing. Yeah.
Boston Dynamics from a couple of years ago.
And there's another point about this. One thing is, this Boston Dynamic robot videos is for marketing purpose. So we never really know if this is the regular use, if those robots would be able to do that in a regular environment. We have no idea, because it's made for marketing purpose. The Chinese robots, otherwise, was made for regular use. Everyone is seeing those robots, everyone who watched those robots dancing on the TV. It's a completely different environment.
Let's go back to those Chinese robots. Hang on a second. Just remember, you're supposed to be impressed by them.
What's your point, man? It's 4 minutes already. Yeah, he added some audio to look bad because this is not the original audio, right? That's not the original audio. So he had this clinking metal sounds to make the Chinese robots look bad. But it's the robots are dancing. It's crazy. We are living in an age that we are seeing robots jumping like the Boston Dynamics robots dancing like the Chinese robots. It's insane. I think the whole China is taking over is because mostly Elon Musk faking things. So on one hand we see Elon Musk faking things, on the other hand we see China really doing it.
How about Boston Dynamics again?
Are you being paid by Boston Dynamics? Again, this is in a lab. The Chinese robots are dancing in a stage, the biggest stage in China, because that was the Chinese New Year gala. Everyone in China were watching. Everyone. Right? And this guy, this Boston Dynamics, is in a lab. Completely different. And again, for the Boston Dynamics video, he added this upbeat music. For the Chinese video, he added those metal noises.
Why is it that everyone was so impressed by these Chinese robots that came and did a pre-programmed synchronized dance?
Because they did a dancing together, they worked together. It's not just the robot dance by itself, but all the robots are working together, dancing in a stage, live. It's not like the Boston Dynamics robot for marketing purpose in a lab. So his video is just that?
Why? I'll tell you why. It's because they were told to. Because you were told to be impressed by all the news outlets, by all of the propagandists on social media. I wasn't impressed. I was amused by it. I thought it was cool. But, you know...
So you admit that was cool. But as your channel is basically trashing China, you have to come here and say, oh, look, this is bad. It's bad. Even though I thought it was cool, it's bad. Because I need to make money, I need views, I need clicks, so it's bad.
You know what? I've been following robotics, and I know if they could do anything close to what the Boston Dynamics robots have been doing for decades now, and currently in this year, yeah, okay, I would be impressed. But it's not impressive. It's mediocre at best. But somehow the entire world is duped and whipped up into this like fervor to say how incredibly technologically advanced China is. And
because
remember,
it is.
this happens often. Do you remember that whole stem cell nonsense? How about that nuclear-powered battery that we keep hearing about every couple of years? Pops up and everyone's like, wow, look what China's invented, a nuclear-powered...
Man, you're comparing things that are not comparable at all. You are showing like 3D images and some news. The robots are real. They were dancing last week during Chinese New Year. You cannot even compare those kind of things because there's no battery. Yeah, there was a new that they tried to create something and sometimes it doesn't work. That's science.
A powered battery that can power your cell phone forever or whatever. Been debunked countless times, but people still fall for it. China always does this. Remember the Huawei Mate 60, this phone that was supposed to be so incredible, China's homegrown chip, better than 5nm technology. It can do everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's better than Apple. Like, throw your iPhone away. Guess what? It's garbage. Nobody's using it anymore. It overheats. It's slow.
Based on what? Who are your sources? Because I live in China, you don't, and I see those Mate 60s everywhere. I see a lot of Huawei phones everywhere. And again, it was like the first chip made by Huawei. They will get better. They will improve. So the next phones will be better. Again, you just need to make money, so you come here to trash China because you don't use a Huawei phone. You don't know how many people in China are using this phone. You just don't know, but you need to make money.
Low, it's crap. People just got rid of them and got iPhones again. I mean, this is like a cycle that keeps repeating. China always comes out with something that's supposed to be groundbreaking and so much better than the West and at a fraction of the cost. And it always turns out to be nonsense. It always turns out to be a very bad...
Always turns out, always. He has no examples, right? He doesn't bring any examples, doesn't bring any source. He just say always. This always happens. Always. China's been here for 5,000 years. They always do that.
Copy or fake or some kind of underhanded thing where they've taken an existing product, scraped the name off and silkscreened their own on top. This New Year Gala, where they rolled out the robots, is a very important event for the Chinese Communist Party. In fact,
everyone.
It's the most important event.
It's the most important event for Chinese society. Not just because the Communist Party is there, but for everyone in China.
Every year, because they showcase their achievements. I mean, you get the taikonauts or tachnauts.
Dear Techno.
Yeah, that's how they call it. It's just a different name. Does South Africa has astronauts? Because these guys from South Africa. Why are so...
Dear Techno. Dear Techno.
Up in the space station, they call down as part of the gala. You've got all the latest technological advances. They talk about the...
Oh, so you're saying that China has a space station. That's amazing, right? Because China wanted to get together with the International Space Station, but the United States has a law that NASA cannot collaborate with China. Then China said, okay, I will build my own space station. And remember, China Space Agency is only 32 years old and they already have a space station. Amazing, right? And you're saying that they were there in the space and they did a live together with the New Year Gala. How amazing is that?
About the high-speed rail. They have all these synchronized dances where they show off all the best new things China's done. They have the People's Liberation Army dancing in...
So we have high-speed rail. I don't know how this is bad. I don't know how, because this is complaining. We have the drones, all the drone shows that are working together in synchrony. It's amazing. He's saying nice things, but he's trying to find a way to say this is bad. Like, really, does South Africa have this kind of things?
And singing like the big boy band that they are.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean...
Wow, the army is doing propaganda. Oh, I would never imagine that. Maybe there is something like that in the United States, like Top Gun movies. Or all the time here in the United States, you can see on the TV some propaganda, some marketing from the army. All the time. But then it's okay, right?
It's just a big extravaganza. But most importantly, it's a massive big advert for everything that China's done.
Of course it is.
I got a little test for you. Can you try to find one skit or one scene in that entire gala that doesn't have like a Huawei phone or a financial product or a drink or something being advertised? You won't be able to find one.
So you're saying that China has a lot of Chinese products. So you're saying that China has a Huawei phone to show off. They don't need to use an Apple phone. They don't need to use a Google phone. They have real good Chinese products to show off during their Chinese gala. That's very interesting, right? Because as far as I remember, iPhones are made in China. Your camera, your microphone, the electronics you're using now are made in China. Just saying.
In fact, Chinese citizens have come up with this game where they try and count how many adverts are on screen at a single time. It's kind of a running joke. But here's the thing.
It's kind of a running joke. Based on what? He doesn't show anything. He's just saying that this happens in China, but again, he doesn't live in China, and he doesn't show anything to prove that what he's saying is true. And I'm not even saying he's not, but he should prove. Show, don't tell.
It's effective. It's impressive. There's a lot of pomp. It's really spectacular. And I guess people fall for this every time. Because take away all the flashy lights and the choreographed dance and the other choreographed dances, the real-life human dancers, and you're left with a rather unimpressive, clanky bunch of...
Oh, by the way, let me show here again. Because he said about the brands like Huawei, Financial, whatever. I cannot see anything here. Can you find any brand here? Even those robots are from a private company called Unitree. There's no Unitree, like you don't see the brand on the robots. You are not able to see. If it was a American company, the robot would have on its face like the brand, and on the chest. You cannot see it. So what he's saying maybe is not true again.
And you're left with a rather unimpressive, clanky bunch of robots doing this.
Oh, it's not impressive?
And a floor in a car factory with its robotics looks more impressive and fun.
Man, if you think this is fun, this is work for me.
So not to get down on the whole system too much, but I just am rather disappointed to see how quickly and easily people are manipulated into thinking that China has always suddenly made a breakthrough when they never have.
They never have. China, for 3 years in a row, is the country with more patents in the world. But they never have a breakthrough, never. The country that's been here for like 5,000 years, they never have. They copied everything from the country that didn't even exist 500 years ago, like the United States.
And the fact that people always take what China says at face value, because everything the Chinese government puts out is doctored and it's a lie, and it's there to suit what the Chinese government wants.
Everything China put out there is a lie. Everything. Everything is doctored, it's a lie. Everything.
Seriously.
Based on what?
Everything. Their GDP numbers, their crime rate statistics, everything is just...
Everything. Those numbers are audited by several institutions like international... how to call it in English? International Monetary Fund, World Bank. They audit those numbers, but everything is a lie. Everything's a lie. Trust me, bro. But this guy is the trust me, bro. This guy who doesn't show any proof, he doesn't show any source, he wants you to trust me, bro.
Just rubbish and a lie. The amount of people that died from COVID, all a lie. It's very straightforward.
Based on
it's
what?
been proven again and again.
It's been proved again and again. I'll not link any source here, right? I'll not say where this information is coming from, so trust me, bro.
So why is it every time China...
Okay, already finished. This guy is just a crying baby. His job is trash China. That's what he does. He's a professional China hater. If you see his channel, all the videos are saying something bad about China. Even when you have something nice like the dancing robots that maybe are not so impressive, but it's still, if you compare with Elon Musk robots, it is kind of impressive. Even when he says, yeah, I thought it was cool, but actually it's not impressive. So I have to come here and say that China is trashing everywhere. It's trashing everything. Yeah, it's just a crying baby. Just a professional China hater.